Black Card Steve-O in the building. I want to welcome everybody out to the In the Mix and Out the Way podcast. This is episode 1. I got my co-host Chris Robinson, aka C-Rob, in the building. That's him back there coughing. You know.
Hey man, flu game. This is it. This is what's gonna happen.
Hey, he got a whole mask on his face right now.
Yeah, I gonna see it.
But yeah,
supreme.
For sure, man. Welcome to the podcast. This is going to be a podcast that's going to be very informative. It's going to have a lot of we're going to talk about a lot of stuff in the music business. We're going to talk about personal stuff. We're going to talk about the stuff that we go through in our position. You know, we found out that a lot of people like talking to us, you know, about different things in life, especially music and around music and entertainment. So we're going to be here to give you that information from our perspective. So, you know. That's what it do. C-Rob, what you got to say?
Man, you know, I think this podcast has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So
it was actually your idea.
Nah, but it came off of a natural conversation. So I think it's gonna be a good thing for everybody to listen to. And if you wondering about the music business, I mean, this was gonna be something that you can refer back to, get some knowledge on that.
So what made you have the idea to do a podcast?
It was a natural conversation you had between Money and GT Garza.
Yeah.
Money is Garza's manager for people that don't know. But we was just looking for things to find out like what people wanted to know or what people should know coming into the music business. And that conversation spurred the podcast. The light kind of just went off while it was happening. We have the video from that, but you know the cameraman at that time didn't realize what he was doing, so it kind of looked like an interrogation video, so we can't show that. We might drop some audio later on.
For sure. And while we're at it, I do want to mention we do have 2 cameramen. We have Lil Justin, Timeless Productions, and we have KP, Made.kp on Instagram. So those are our cameramen, and they're going to be rocking with us. This is the home team. Chris is also the producer of the podcast, so we're all stepping into things that we ain't did before.
Yeah, outside our comfort zone, man. That's where success is.
Yeah, I told myself, man, we're going to just hop out there and do it, because if we wait till we got everything down and everything perfect, that we will never do it. You know what I mean? Ain't no better time than now.
Exactly.
For sure. What you got?
I wanted to kind of give everybody kind of an overview of what to expect and how we got into music. So, you know, how did you start off in the music, man?
Man, my story is crazy. I think like with everything, like I started off trying to be a rapper. You know what I mean? So I used to rap at home, in my closet, everything. And then from me rapping, I had to learn how to record myself. But before I can record myself, I had to get instrumentals. And this was before the internet was fast and all of that. So I had to get into a DJ pool at Greenspoint Mall at Music Depot in order to actually get the instrumentals off the other side of records. I used to buy records in this DJ pool so I could get the instrumentals of them so I could rap to them.
It's dedication.
You know, so it was me and my partner DJ Ghost, man. Shout out DJ Ghost. So that's how that started for me. And then once I started rapping and recording myself, at first I was recording myself strictly to it was straight to CD, basically. It was a Philips CD recorder, straight to CD, no computer involved, nothing. So it was no punch-ins, it was no redos, nothing. It was exactly how it is. It's exactly how it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then eventually I started getting into like the computer world, and it was on acid. Mm-hmm. And that's where I first started actually recording myself digitally. You know what I'm saying? And from there, I just kept going, and I kind of got stuck in that engineer mode. You know what I'm saying? Like engineering for other people and myself, because it was something that I started to enjoy. At that point, I didn't even know it was a career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what about you?
Man, so funny story is like you know how your parents ask you what you want to be when you grow up.
What you used to say?
I said I wanted a record label and a clothing company.
Okay.
And that was the craziest thing my mom had heard. She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I want a record label with a clothing company."
Right.
So when I was in high school, you know, I called myself doing a record label. You know, You know how that go for a high school student. I had a couple people that freestyle.
How did it go? Break
Hey,
it
man,
down.
I had a couple people that freestyled or whatnot, you know, this neighborhood and stuff. Didn't go nowhere. Then college, I did it again. The record label, I think it was like 408 Records.
Why was it 408? You told me this story before. Why was it 408?
That was the number on my dorm room, 408.
That was his dorm room number.
408 Records, and then that turned into Break the Mic Records. I still got some of those tapes.
I think everybody had to break the mic records.
I think they did too. That's why they didn't go nowhere. And then I started managing my partner Golden. Shout out to Golden. He the one that actually told me to get back into this music stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Golden because I have met Golden before. Golden is a golden character.
But yeah, he the one talked me back into this music stuff. So I was managing him. Then we just all grew apart. And then he came back to it and was like, "Hey man, you still need to do that music stuff because like you're really good at that."
Right.
So that's brings me to my latest venture, which is 7ENT, 7 Entertainment, and that's where I'm at right now.
What you got going on with 7? What's going on with 7ENT?
Man, we know working.
7E.
7, we just working. That's all it is to it. We gotta we co-joined with iGrind Media and got this podcast going.
Yeah.
Then outside of that, we trying to drop music, just getting better every day.
For sure. I can see how that I can see that story, you know what I'm saying, and it makes sense, man. For the people that don't know Chris is very quiet. He doesn't like talking a lot, and he definitely doesn't like being on camera. So we went on tour together last year. Last year we were on the Her tour with Tone Stiff, and Chris didn't want to take no pictures. Chris didn't want to do nothing. He didn't want to document anything that was going on. And I'm telling him like, man, you gotta start your brand. You gotta build your brand up. You know what I'm saying? And he just didn't want to do it. Like Chris is like the Slim. You know what I'm saying? There's Birdman and then there's Slim, and Chris is like Slim. You know what I mean? But he's actually like one of the smartest people I know as far as data and music business. So
Appreciate that, man.
I'm excited to see, over the episodes what you're gonna bring to the table and stuff like that. I actually told him that I wouldn't do the podcast by myself and that he had to actually be a part of it and get on camera and actually talk. So that's how we got here.
Yep. It's the only reason I'm talking. I wouldn't be hearing me.
For sure. Man, let's talk about how everything started. Like, how did we meet? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
What was our the beginnings of our relationship and work relationship?
So my introduction to Steve-O was one of my artists I was working with. One of the first artists I had on 7ENT, LT. He was looking for studios to work out of. And actually before that, when I was working with Golden, and Golden was putting out a song, Mike Mo. We was recording with Mike Mo.
Mike Mo. Shout out Mike Mo.
Have you ever heard of a dude named Steve-O? We was like, nah. He's like, y'all should probably go and record with Steve-O. Like that. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing that he was telling us that we needed to go to another studio, but we went. And then LT had been searching online and he found iMix recording studios, and they said they had an Avalon and a Neumann TLM 103.
That's all he said when he called. He's like, man, do y'all have an Avalon? You have a Neumann? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, cool. I'll call you back.
And that's how we set up the studio time. And that's how I first met Steve-O. And after that, we just kind of kept working after that. Just everything kind of worked out.
Yeah. I remember that, and that was crazy because who did y'all get a beat from too? It was
Alien
University. Donnell, man. Shout out Donnell, man. Super talented producers. That's really the full story. I also took C-Rob like to do some like live sound gigs before, along with KP came with me on some live sound gigs, and that's actually how we met KP. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of crazy. telling that story about KP.
Hey, I gotta tell that story about when I first met KP. So I pull up. I'm in the car with Steve-O. We about to do sound at a church.
Yeah, so in Katy.
In Katy. So then this fast moving ass minivan pulls up with a handicap sticker in the window, and I'm like, "Who is this?" He said, "Oh man, that's David, I don't know what his problem is, but he shows up every day and he shows up on time, but he crazy. I was like, well, I don't know. So then we setting up music, we setting up everything, and I'm doing my thing, setting up a mic stand. He just walks over. Who are you? I'm like, what?
That's what David said to you.
David just walks over and says, who are you? And I'm like, what is this? Like, who is this dude? Like that. But I had already had the warning that he wasn't all the way right. So it didn't offend me as much, but it still kind of threw me off guard.
And for y'all that's listening, David is KP. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually how I met KP. He was actually working, like being a helper when I was doing live sound. And from there, we kind of built a relationship. It was a little different type of relationship, but we built the relationship. And I told him I had a studio, and he was like, he'll come by. And he was telling me that he rapped and he engineered and stuff like that. So he came by, and he's been stuck. He's been progressing a lot. So
yeah, David made a lot of progression, man. I'm proud of David.
Much love to him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember how I met Justin though. How did I meet?
I don't remember how I met Justin either. Justin, how you remember how we met?
Justin be around, dog. That's what be happening with it, Justin.
I can't remember exactly.
He's the true definition of in the mix and out the way.
Yeah, in the mix and out the way. I don't remember how I met Justin. It had to be like either a video shoot or an event or something. It had to be something. I'm gonna put my mind to it and see if I can figure it out. But Lil Justin is also on our camera team, and he owns Timeless Productions. And like I said, go watch his visuals, and you'll see exactly what he brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that started off with me, like in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And I can say now that he actually my partner. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff don't work like that, so that's really a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Lil Justin.
I know I met him at the studio. That's about all I remember. He was up here at the studio. I think it was when we had the Boom team.
Yeah.
That's when I first met Lil Justin.
Yeah. Lil Justin did a lot of help with Hog Boomer and stuff, shooting videos and everything. So
you didn't tell us what you had going on with iGrind Media, man.
Man, iGrind Media is my company. Actually, I started iGrind Media. Actually, me and DJ Go started iGrind Media when we came into the when we first started I Mix with Bruce. You know what I'm saying? So I Mix Houston was the studio, and iGrind Media was like the building. You know what I'm saying? So we had a blog that was called igrindmedia.com, and we posted everybody that was affiliated with us on there. And we used to drive a lot of traffic from mixtapes, videos, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how iGrind Media came about. And from there, I formulated the actual company, and I just kept it going. You know what I mean? So I use iGrind Media for everything audio and entertainment that I do. You know what I mean? So of course we have the In the Mix and Out the Way podcast, and before that, with that, I manage artists. You know what I mean? I have I Mix Houston, co-owner of I Mix Houston. I do sessions at Wire Road, and pretty much any studio in Houston I could walk into and run sessions at their studio, because it's all about having relationships, so
that's the key.
That's iGrind Media for you, man. And our slogan is I grind because I grind. You just do it because you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why I'm here. Flu gang.
You don't need no reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get David to understand, man. You gotta use your whole ass. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he been doing good.
Well, what do you plan to bring out of the podcast, like for the listeners? What is it going to be a benefit of listening to this?
Well, a benefit is we're going to be talking about the music business a lot. We're not gonna box it in the music business, but we are going to talk about the music business. We're going to talk about how to do things in music, how to navigate,
to do things correctly.
Right, how to navigate from maybe being a nobody to potentially being somebody. We're actually gonna have guests. So as my co-host, and we're gonna have guests that we're gonna ask questions about their career and how they feel about certain things. So when we get that insight and that intellect, hopefully somebody that hears it can hear it and do something with it. You know what I mean? The whole goal for the podcast is to help people and to be and to help me be more accessible to people. You know what I'm saying? Accessible. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it's about. You know. So I'm open to who to bring. I'm gonna go in my Rolodex and I'm gonna call on people. You know, to see if I could use these relationships to get interviews, basically, so we could have these conversations, you know, and you could learn the path that other people took. You know what I mean? And I know you're gonna have like a lot of questions for some of these people and a lot of insight also, especially like from like the data stuff or the record label stuff like that. Like if I had a record label, there would be nobody that I would even trust to run my record label other than C-Rob. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit. I appreciate it.
Like Chris comes to the studio and he studies, and the stuff that he studies is like, okay, you really, really know this. You know what I'm saying? Like my strength is different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes I look at other people and be like, damn, I wish I did that. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna work. It's gonna work well. You know what I mean? For years we've always talked about, hey, it's time for us to do something together. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a example of that, you know.
Exactly.
In the mix and out the way.
That's exactly what it is. In the mix and out the way.
And for y'all that don't know what in the mix and out the way means, it just means, you know, do what you got to do, handle your business, but stay out the way.
Exactly. You ain't got to make a scene just because you're there.
Right. And I came up with that phrase with my partner DJ Beto. You know what I'm saying? UGK affiliated DJ Beto, man. That's who helped me come up with that, man. He used to always say, man, stay out the way, stay out the way. So it's like I came up with in the mix and out the way, because people in the way get hit. You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
And you don't want to get hit, you know?
Not in this game.
Not in this game. What we got next?
Really, that's about it. Like what we expect from the crew, you know? What I expect listeners to be able to gain from this is like insight into the music business, to follow some of the steps that people did for success and avoid some of those pitfalls. So, you know, that's what I'm gonna always try to bring every segment. I'm gonna try and bring, you know, those questions that you probably have yourself. Right. And if you have some other questions, you feel free to email us.
You wanna email, or they can hit us on like Instagram or whatever?
It don't matter.
Okay, so my Instagram is at BlackCardStevo, BlackCardStevo. That's my Instagram. Go ahead, say your Instagram.
It's at CROB_317. Go ahead and laugh at my followers. I ain't tripping.
No, we ain't gonna laugh at your followers, man. We gonna build them up, build your brand up. Tell them what the 317 mean, man. You ain't even tell them your origins.
Man, that's Indianapolis, man. Indianapolis, Indiana. I can't call it what it's originally called because people say I shouldn't say that. But Indianapolis, Indiana, Circle City. You know what I'm saying? Home of the Pacers and Colts. We run up in the stands and we slap folks. What's happening?
Oh, man. That was the most Midwest shit I've ever heard in my life. Speaking of the Midwest, Lil Justin hails from Nebraska.
Nebraska. Cornhusker.
You know, the home of Warren Buffett. That's all you got, all right? That's all.
Berkshire Hathaway.
That's all you got. And cows and shit.
Corn, man. That's what they know for is corn.
For sure. But like I said, this is the In the Mix Out the Way podcast, and we will be providing you value every episode. I'm going to have Bruce Bang on here. I have a couple other people that I'm not going to announce yet that have already said that they will do the podcast.
That's dope.
So once we get it going, we're just going to keep it going. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram. Make sure y'all, if you have questions, any questions about the music business or any topics that you think that we should speak about on the podcast, go ahead and send it to my DM. Send it to Chris DM.
Send it to the In the Mix Out the Way podcast DM. We gonna have that. We got that set up.
For sure. Let's go ahead and get it, man. It's just like that. And until next time, man, just make sure y'all remember that every shut eye ain't sleep and every goodbye ain't gone. In the mix and out the way. This is the In the Mix and Out the Way podcast.